They got a little bit more than called out at that meeting, and now some Nevada Republican leaders like Michael McDonald, who you just heard from there, are some people are asking them to step aside. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Snyder. Marie has the night off. That's leaked video that shows Fiore here and also McDonald, the Nevada GOP chair, McDonald is, and Republican National Committeewoman Michele Fiore lashing out at Republicans who endorsed some Democrats this election cycle. News 3's Brett Forrest is over in the newsroom with what a former GOP chairwoman is saying about it all.
This girl, Miss Alcoholic that she is, in Brooklyn she'd get a beating, but here we have a couple of other rules, so we can't break her.
They are not Republicans. They do not speak for you, and they don't belong having their R behind their name.
Speaking at a Nevada Republican Party event Tuesday night in Las Vegas, Michele Fiore, who just lost her race for Nevada Treasurer, and Michael McDonald, state GOP chair, lashing out at Republicans like Amy Tarkanian.
It's disgusting, but I was not shocked because, in all honesty, I think that they are now needing a new villain.
Tarkanian, former Nevada GOP chair and wife of a Douglas County commissioner, being called out for endorsing Democrats because she says Nevada Republicans did not put forth quality candidates, borrowing a term from Republican Senator Mitch McConnell. Nevada's GOP leaders clearly upset about it months later.
I don't know how snugly Amy got with Aaron, but I'm going to tell you something ain't right. And I know it's two-shot Amy Tarkanian.
Fiore suggesting an affair between Tarkanian and Democratic AG Aaron Ford, both of whom are married with children.
Now you have gossip and rumor being spread that we may be tearing our families apart. For what? Because you're unhappy that you lost? It's very reckless.
Despite the apparent threats, Tarkanian says she does not fear for her safety, but she wants the harassment to stop. Also filing a defamation lawsuit, but so far not involving the authorities.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Your day's coming. We know who you are. Because you don't know who's listening when you're talking.
Tarkanian now saying there needs to be a change in leadership for the Nevada Republican Party.
You have the two top leaders in our party that are threatening people with physical harm. And I think the National Party really needs to take a hard look and see, who is representing the Republican Party.
Now, News 3 has made multiple attempts to contact Michele Fiore, Michael McDonald, and the Republican National Committee, and we have not received any response yet. I do also want to say we did not air the worst of those videos, but we will have them posted on our website, news3lv.com. And Tarkanian, for her part, I think it's important to note she still does consider herself a Republican.
Frustration and confusion from some CCSD families today. A mishap at a Clark County middle school leaving some students half a credit short toward graduating from high school.
I've literally had this recurring nightmare. That's why I wrote it like that going in. But Crisis in the Classroom investigative reporter Tiffany Lane explains the options those families have. And Tiffany, some are trying to fight back against this.
Yeah, imagine taking a class in 6th grade that you were told would be counted towards graduation, and now 5 or 6 years later, you receive a message saying there was a mistake, and now you have to make up for it on your own time. That's what's happening for several high schoolers who say this letter is telling them to take action, or you won't be able to walk across the stage in your cap and gown.
But everybody loves walking. That's a big deal. And you're going to hold these kids from walking for a 6th grade computer literacy course? Are we serious?
Parent Michael Conjero is not happy. He said his family received this letter 2 days ago regarding his son Arthur, a senior at Northwest Career and Technical Academy.
It literally tells us that my son's half-credit course he took 6 years ago does not count, has a spot at the bottom for him to sign, and says that he has to make this up or he doesn't get to graduate.
What's this about? Several former Levitt Middle School students received a message from their current principals. In that message is a message from Keith Whipperman, who was principal at Levitt when they attended about 5 or 6 years ago. In the letter, Whipperman says that a half-credit use of computers is required for graduation. But during 6th grade, their child took a course that was inaccurately used to meet that credit required by the state for graduation. Now the course from 6th grade is being taken off their transcripts, and they are being provided options to receive that computer credit. If you recall, Whipperman was recently brought back as principal of Centennial High School. He was removed from the role early October and assigned to other duties. The district couldn't comment why because they say it's a personnel issue. Melissa King says her daughter, a junior at Northwest, received the same letter that Congiero did.
Because of someone's apparent mistake, now my daughter is facing consequences that she should not have to face, and either having to make up a credit, which she was assured was going to go on her high school transcript.
In that letter, students are given the option to attend Nevada Learning Academy, do a virtual 4-day-a-week option at Burke High School, or take summer school, a difficult option for those like Arthur who are supposed to complete high school in May.
It's an unbelievable waste of time, money, on the state level, let alone parent level, let alone kid level. He was told he has to find this class, one of these options he was given, and do it on his own time.
Time that both parents say is valuable for their children.
She has to attend summer school or take another class on top of a already heavy load that she's carrying. I don't think it's fair to hold the students accountable for someone else's mistake.
They say there has to be another solution, as they remain puzzled why it took so long to find the issue to begin with.
If you were in that class 6 years ago, and now you've been in high school using computers and cloud services and Google Docs and Excel spreadsheets, you need to be wavered in.
Yeah, she's taken an advanced placement computer science class. She took that her freshman year. It seems like that class should fulfill the requirement, but what we're hearing is that for some reason it's not.
And parents are reaching out to anyone who can help remedy the mistake.
I'm talking with the school district and trying to work up the chain of command. I'm reaching out to several attorneys in town, and I plan to contact the governor's office too to see if they might be of assistance.
Yeah, and right now schools are working with the students to enroll them in the proper required course. I have reached out to CCSD to get more information on why it took so long to catch this mistake, as well as how many students are impacted. I'll provide that information as soon as I hear back. But are you impacted by this error? Reach out to my tip line on this and other issues important to you in our schools. School tips at news3lv.com or call 702-805-0489. You can also reach out to that QR code and scan that on there. This was actually a tip that came into us as well, so we're always listening to those and try to get back to you as soon as we can. But for now, back to you.
8 months ago, his son was hit and killed by a car. Now a Henderson father says their son's memorial was destroyed by a car, and he wants the city to take action to protect people on the dangerous sidewalk. Arcata Munch joins us here in the studio live with more on this one.
Yeah, the father of 13-year-old Rex Patchett says he noticed the sign and debris Sunday morning. He says it should be a clear indicator of why they're calling on lawmakers to increase safety in the area.
Initially, Jason Patchett says he thought kids were responsible for knocking over a sign that held his son's memorial, but then he followed the tire markings.
You could see the tire marks kind of just keep going and they go off the sidewalk. So it was a matter of someone hitting and leaving.
His son, 13-year-old Rex Patchett, was struck and killed back in March. Investigators say the driver was speeding and lost control. Days after the crash, Rex's friends created this shrine. It was then reduced to shreds when another car crashed into it.
And that just like brought back the same feelings of like, oh my gosh, because I mean, there's crime scene photos of when my son got killed that show that same pole mangled up, right? They replaced it with a new pole, but it's the same pole, same location.
Continually see people speeding down here.
Mom Sarah Goodsell lives in the community and says speeding and accidents are constant.
Last night I was honking at a car who was zooming down the street.
Goodell's son was friends with Rex. She says he was also shaken up to see the memorial destroyed. I brought the community's concerns to the city of Henderson. I learned there are plans to install a rapid flashing pedestrian beacon to enhance safety.
I don't know if that's the solution, but the issue is here on this sidewalk, which is a good 10 feet away from the curbing of the road. Yeah. So what do we do there?
Now, Hatchett and others in the community are calling on Henderson officials to create a barrier on the sidewalk to protect pedestrians from cars.
Hi, everybody. I'm Reed Cowan from News 3 Las Vegas. We want to thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Remember, you can always see more of our videos by clicking on the video links. And also don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our YouTube updates. Thanks for watching.